What's going on YouTube? I'm Nick the Tutor, and today I'm going to be going through every single question from Module 1 of Reading and Writing for the first practice test for the digital SAT. I'm going to go through all of the answers. I'm also going to go through strategies. I'm going to let you see a bit of a window into my thoughts and how I go about the test. Make sure to drop a comment down below. If there's anything you don't understand, I will respond to those comments to make sure to help you guys. And hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be answering every single question for the digital SAT, so you don't want to miss it. Let's get into it. So one of the strategies, important strategy, is you want to read the question first on English. And that's because you don't know whether it's an English question or a grammar question. So here, which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? So we're looking for a word that basically completes the sentence. Former astronaut Ellen Ochoa says that although she doesn't have a definite idea of what might happen, she blank. So she doesn't have a definite idea. So she blank that humans will someday need to be able to live in other environments than those found on Earth. This conjecture, right? So we know she doesn't have a definite idea, and also she's using conjecture. So we'll be looking for a word that represents when someone doesn't have a definite idea, and they're using conjecture. Conjecture is kind of like guessing, right? So it's not going to be demands or establishes, and we have speculate. So she speculates that humans will someday need to be able to live in other environments. That fits the sentence. It also fits the idea that she doesn't know exactly what to do, and she also is engaging in conjecture. So the answer would simply be B. All right, let's get into number 2. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? So another word in context here. We're going to read around and make sure we find one of these words that fits within the context. Beginning in the 1950s, Navajo Nation legislator Ann Dodge Winnetka continuously worked to promote public health. So she continuously worked. This blank effort involved traveling throughout the vast Navajo homeland and writing a medical dictionary for speakers of D.SAt, the Navajo language. Apologies if I botched that pronunciation. But once again, we're looking for something that indicates that she continuously worked. So we have impartial, offhand, persistent, and mandatory. So persistence is usually something where you're doing something multiple times over a long period of time. So persistent C would be the correct answer. All right, let's get into number 3. Which choice, once again, completes the text, the most logical and precise word or phrase? One thing you'll notice about the digital SAT, guys, is they're actually grouping questions together. Even though the English questions and the reading questions are intermixed, they're going to be grouping questions together, which is really important. We're going to have a bunch of these in a row, so let's get into it. Following the principles of community-based participatory research, tribal nations and research institutions are equal partners in health studies conducted on reservations. So they're equal partners. A collaboration between the Crow Tribe and Montana State University blank this model. Tribal citizens worked alongside scientists to design the methodology and continue to assist in data collection. So they're saying that they're equal partners. It's a collaboration. They work alongside each other. And they're giving this as an example. So this collaboration between Crow Tribe and Montana State University circumvents this model, kind of shows that this model works, right? So eclipses, fabricates, and we have exemplifies. Exemplifies sounds like example. It means that it's the perfect example for what they're talking about. So D would be the correct answer for number 3. All right, let's get right into number 4. Once again, we have a word in context question. The parasitic daughter plant increases its reproductive success by flowering at the same time as the host plant it latched onto. So it flowers at the same time. In 2020, this person and his colleagues determined that the tiny daughter achieves this blank with its host by absorbing and utilizing a protein the host produces when it is about to flower. So it achieves this blank. This is 2 plants working together, one that's parasitic and then the host plant. So they work together, and they're saying that this daughter plant achieves this blank. So they're working together. So we have synchronization, hibernation. It's a parasitic plant, right? Prediction and moderation. Also, synchronization means 2 things working together in unison. So that would be the correct answer, choice A. All right, so let's get into number 5. Once again, we have a word in context question. Given that the conditions in binary star systems should make planetary formation nearly impossible, it's not surprising. So something's not surprising. That means they don't really understand what's going on, right? Because they said, given the conditions should make planetary formations nearly impossible, it's not surprising, right? So they can't determine this. It's not surprising that the existence of planets in such systems has lacked blank explanation. So it's lacked a clear explanation, right? So we have discernible, straightforward, inconclusive, that's the reverse of what we're looking for, and then unbiased, we're not talking about bias, right? So it lacks a discernible explanation or it lacks a straightforward explanation. Well, they said that certain conditions make planetary formation impossible. It's not surprising that the existence of planets in such a system has lacked a clear explanation. So in this instance, the answer would be choice B, straightforward, which is better than A, discernible, which is not exactly correct based on the context. All right, let's get right into number 6. Once again, we have a word in context question. Seminole Muskogee director Sterling Haraho blank television's tendency to situate native characters in the distant past. This rejection, so that's a key word right there. He's rejecting this tendency to put them in the distant past. It's evident in his series Reservation Dogs, which revolves around teenagers who dress in contemporary styles and whose dialogue is laced with current slang. So he's a trailblazer in this respect, right? He's not fitting into this tendency to put native characters in the distant past. So Sterling Haraho blank this tendency. So he goes against it, right? So we have repudiate, proclaim, foretell, and recant, right? So once again, repudiate means to go against it. So the answer choice will be A, repudiate. Let's get into number 7.